Hey everyone, in previous lesson we created a procedural dripping system onto our p-head geometry, and there was an interesting question whether it's possible to apply such an effect onto a deforming or moving geometry. So let's see how can we achieve or solve this type of problem. Okay, so so here I'm using the previous lesson scene, and I'm applying some deformation onto our geometry and some rotational transformation. And also I made some movement and applied um, our p-head to that moving point. Okay, so here we have a full scenario of deformed and moving geometry. So the very simple solve that comes to my mind is use the point deform. So after all that system was applied onto a static object, then we're using our p-head to drive that effect. Okay, and if we merge everything together and go back to our camera view, so we see um, the effect works okay. There is some issues where we see that points kind of intersect with geometry, and it's in my opinion this is a problem of the resolution of geometry, or you might want to play with those settings that point deform has to kind of get some better results. And in my case, just to fix this, I applied the raise up and used the minimum distance just to kind of glue all those points or overall effect to the geometry. Okay, and it's working fine. There are drops that are falling. We can simply kind of extract it and merge afterwards. Uh, but I don't think that this is the big of a problem. Okay, so here we have. That's the one way that you can kind of solve that problem. Another way you might want to look at is the actually split moving and deforming geometry and then merge everything together. So here I have um, uh, just deformed p-head geometry, and here I have the fully moving and deforming geometry, and I'm using this extract transform where I have this point being extracted, which I will use later to drive the whole effect. And yeah, so by using this attribute interpolate, I'll be able to kind of glue my particles. So I'm using a time shift. I'm just freezing my deforming geometry, and I'm scattering points and activating those attributes to be used in the attribute interpolate to glue those points onto the deforming geometry. And then the same effect I'm applying, and as you see, it also works on the deforming geometry. Okay, and then one way of using or not using this solver node is to actually to use those trails by manipulating the color and applying them. So this way we can create the mask, right, of the dripping system, which also works fine, and also it's quite fast, and yeah, it's much faster than also kind of without using additional simulations. Okay, and yes, so here we have, let me just switch to one. Here we have our original trails, which are also to one, and this drops. Okay, and this is what we get. So here we have deforming geometry. And everything just works fine. And then the point that we extracted in our peak head, so as you see, everything works just fine. In case you would like to keep the solver method, you might. I didn't work on that a lot. I didn't spend too much time on it, but I think it's possible to solve it also this way. So here I'm freezing my again geometry, and I'm using the XY dist expression and Prim UV expression as well to kind of to uh, to glue the result of the solver onto deforming geometry, as you see. And also here we go back to 0. So this is also a method that I've applied here. I'm using it for this trails as well, and same drops. Okay. So here we have the result, and you see there is some particles are off the deforming geometry, but I think it's possible to kind of figure it out how to solve, and I mean, anyways, you have two additional two methods how you can achieve that goal, how to apply the dripping system onto removing or deforming geometry. Well, that's all I'd like to say. So yeah, well, I hope you liked the lesson and information was useful. And since we're talking about rain and all that kind of trails and all of that kind of stuff, I'd like to make a little showcase onto the tool or kind of a system of tools of HDAs that I've been working on, which is called NoiseFX tools. It kind of I'll be finishing it soon. I'll be posting that on my post in Patreon. So, well, I hope the information was useful, and please like and subscribe if you will. And I'll be seeing you in the future lessons. Thank you very much, and goodbye.